I'm here to talk to the white ignorants out there and let y'all know we are deeply uncaring.
He's going to say because we've had to live under the thumb of white oppression, so we don't care about that white girl, not even from this country, who oppressed no one ever, because we've had to deal with a whole lot, so don't expect us to care.
It's a really sick mindset, once again, lineage of evil. One thing I will say, I talked to 99.9% of black people about this story, about what transpired, and it's horrible. I think we all agree on that.
Hold on a second, pause. He talked to 99.9% of total population black people?
He's been very busy.
Oh, I think he meant to say that 99% of the people he talks to are
black.
Oh, okay. Understood. Understood.
Wanted me to give a message. On behalf of 99.9% of black people, I'm here to talk to the white ignorants out there and let y'all know we are deeply uncaring. That is correct. We don't care, bruh. I'm sorry. We don't give not an ounce of caring about.
Here's the thing. He may be an evil piece of shit, but he could be right. Maybe that's why no one did anything for 95 seconds.
Well, he's not right, though. He talked to, what, 5 people? Yeah. Made it up. Makes this show in his bedroom.
Sure.
He's going to get clicks. He's going to get views.
I can't say he's wrong right now because, I don't know the people he talked to, but he did say 99.5, and my God, that sounds authoritative.
No, 99.9.
Oh, geez.
Get an admonishment going here.
Yeah, get an admonishment.
Because it'll just hit me right in the face.
No, I deserve that admonishment. He has spoken with 99.9% of population black people.
I'm holding until it goes away.
And they are deeply uncaring. Let me guess. I haven't seen this clip. Okay, so do you still have it accessible?
Yes.
Okay, let me guess. I haven't seen the rest of this clip, but if he goes on to explain why, it's either because you were uncaring about, insert George Floyd, insert whatever, false martyr, false prophet here, or we are uncaring because we have had to insert a list of grievances here that, even though he'll say he's not, justifies murder and crime. Right? Let me guess. That's why they don't care, because they've had to live, he's going to say, because we've had to live under the thumb of white oppression, so we don't care about that white girl, not even from this country, who oppressed no one ever, because we've had to deal with a whole lot, so don't expect us to care when you have treated us so badly, even though the black community is 12 times more likely to kill white people than vice versa. Let's see if I have it right. First time seeing the clip.
What happened to this girl on the train? And let me tell you why, okay? So I know some of y'all are spitting out the raisins in your potato salad. Let me tell you why. Because I'm old enough to remember a man named Jordan Neely, okay, who was on the train and who was wrongfully taken from this planet. And then he was not only seen as not guilty, but he goes on in an interview to say that he would do it again. On top of that, he got a meeting with the president and the vice president. That's correct. His only accomplishment for meeting the president of the United States was that he took the life of a black man, an innocent black man on the train. Damn. In this country, that was celebrated. That was approved, okay? That was applauded by this country. I just wanted to let you know. I haven't come across not one black victim that this country has seen as a black victim. How about for, shits and giggles, we go.
Again, you see every single thing that he says is predicated on race and not on the behavior. I can tell you where he's wrong. George Floyd, gold casket. Country was burned down because everyone supported that black victim. There aren't enough black people to burn down these locales. You understand that. Now, the difference between him and Neely, it's not that big of a difference. It's that people bought the lie of George Floyd. So had he been completely innocent and had he been someone who had actually been maliciously killed or strangled by a police officer, had that been the case, of course, Americans would be outraged. Now, in comparison to what people found out pretty quickly with Jordan Neely and Daniel Penny, it's the behavior. It's the man who was harassing, acting insane on a subway car and scaring people and making threats. You know, other black and Hispanic people on the subway. And so Americans tired of living under, you say living under the oppression of white people. Those people on that subway, who some of whom were black, are tired of living. They were tired of living under the oppression of unfettered crime in their cities. And so people were happy to see a young man with no malice try and do something about it. But you go black, white, you go black, white, okay? We go behavior, and then I match up the behavior, the criminal behavior, with a statistical reality. I'm nothing special, and I mean that as far, like, I just predicted that to a T. I don't say this to brag, I say this so that you can have a little introspection here. Why do you think I'm able to do that? Why do you think I knew what he was going to say next before he said it? And that happens at least a dozen times a month on this show. It's because my values are indifferent. And so I'm able to judge information that comes in and narratives that I'm being fed. I'm able to cross-reference them with values and realize that there's a pattern of being sold a false bill of goods. Once you notice those patterns, it's pretty easy to see that pattern occurring again. I'm not a wizard. I know that the only way a black talking head, who by the way is filled to the brim with actual racism, actual vitriolic race-based hatred, I'm able to know that the only way he could possibly justify being uncaring of an innocent white young woman is because something was done wrong at some point in time to someone who looked like me. There is no other case that he could possibly make. And the fact that there is anyone out there in the United States of America who couldn't predict the exact same thing is a failure. It's a failure on our society, and it's a failure from our media. They have not just failed. They haven't just failed to inform you of these trends that could save your life. They have deliberately hidden them and lied about them. You know, you just said something, Gerald. You said crime statistics aren't racist. Do you know that was the actual YouTube policy? They had to have an internal discussion. If creators could cite crime statistics, you know, that's why, I can't remember if it was the FBI or the DOJ.
I believe it was FBI in 2019.
Stopped recording the race of both the perpetrator and the victim.
Yeah, you actually have to go to different data sets and try to connect them.
Yeah. The policy of the biggest media company on earth was raw crime statistics are racist and can't be presented. Now, I know they're changing that now. They're changing it because of you. They're changing it because we've been here first. When I say we, I mean us here and you watching. We have been here first. I know you see the Johnny-come-latelys, but you know why you remember. You know that I was clear back in 2015 at least that all this goes away very, very quickly if we don't band together. And it doesn't even mean that we'll agree on everything. But we banded together precisely because crime statistics, according to Google, Alphabet, YouTube, Big Tech, was racist as a matter of policy. Oh, you're still here watching this on YouTube? There's no more. It's over. Just like YouTube. YouTube is over. It's not a thing anymore. How many Seth Meyers clips do you need? Head on over to Rumble. Follow me there. Live on weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, where we can actually speak freely and don't have to self-censor. YouTube it's really not a thing. Like, you ever seen one of those towns that maybe was like a mining town, or maybe they made some kind of alloy? You say, hey, I wonder what they did in this town. It takes a while to find a person who can tell you what they did in that town, and even then you don't fully understand it. That's YouTube. YouTube is that town. So go to Rumble.